Welcome back, lovely audience. Seth Estrada here, and in today's video, I've got esteemed guest CryptoRich, and we're going to talk about 5 cryptocurrencies that we're excited about for this next bull run, plus a mystery project. Those of you who've been following the channel may be a little less surprised by this surprise. NANI? Stay tuned.
It's such a great pleasure to have with me today CryptoRich. Rich, I love your intro. Would you mind doing it for my audience as well? What do you normally say?
Hi, everybody. This is CryptoRich. I forgot what I was going to say. Hi, everybody. This is CryptoRich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. Now, I do have a slight confession, which is during the bear market, it's been more like crypto getting by, or crypto grateful that my wife is still working. Now, crypto things are getting better. What we're going to be talking about is 5 particular altcoins plus a bonus coin. And these are coins that 3 projects that I favor and 3 projects that Seth favors. And one of them is shared by us. Now, one of the things I want to say is that this is no detriment to all the other projects that I'm involved in or cover, or do coverage of or like or have, right? So like I said to Seth before we started recording, it's a little bit like I pick up this child and my other kid goes, Daddy, what about me? Well, I love all of you, but right now I'm just picking up this one.
Yeah, and I should mention also, I don't believe that we have anything lined up for today, Rich, that it would cross into the territory of #DeFi or yield farming. Not today.
No yield farming.
Yeah. So you've been warned, right? You've been disclaimed. This is not a DeFi tutorial today. So
yeah, we do have a couple of passive income projects though.
Yeah, absolutely. But
a couple of passive income projects.
I think the ones that I've chosen, and I think a couple of the ones that you've chosen as well, I think that they're chosen entirely based on fundamental analysis. Though they're not chosen based on arbitrage or anything else that would require a fancy education to decode the potential for unlocking some sort of investment profits down the line by trading and shifting and staking and various different moving parts. So
yep.
Just
absolutely, they're projects that we both like because of what they're actually building and what they're doing.
Yeah,
very cool. Okay, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So I think top of the list for me, Rich, is something that many people look over, but it is a top 10 project. And many people look past it because they think, well, it's not the real Bitcoin. I may already be giving this away, but top on my list is Bitcoin Cash. And there may be some people saying, Seth, how can you possibly like Bitcoin Cash? Well, first off, as you mentioned before, it doesn't mean that I dislike BTC, right? The Bitcoin with the ticker symbol BTC. It does mean, however, that I'm very impressed with the work that's going into their wallets, and I'm very impressed with the work that's going into their ecosystem and the usability of their product. Now, do I buy coffee with Bitcoin Cash every day? No. Do I think that's the ultimate destiny of cryptocurrencies, is to buy coffee every day? No, not necessarily. But I think that the Bitcoin Cash team has put in so much work to create a token layer and so much work to add privacy natively to their wallet. And that's sorely lacking with several of their projects that have large market caps and maybe should have a bit of a focus on privacy, even if it's not at the protocol level. So without shilling anything, almost everyone knows where they can find Bitcoin Cash and the Bitcoin Cash wallets. But their desktop wallet includes provision for a privacy technology called CoinJoin, and that's built in to their base desktop wallet. It's not a third-party wallet. You don't have to go hunting it down somewhere else. You don't have to use some shady website that, who knows where it's hosted and who knows where it'll be bounced through to mix coins. You can mix those coins directly in the desktop client. And frankly, I think that the Bitcoin Core wallet I think that they should do a pull request of some of this stuff, and they should try to implement it in Bitcoin Core as well. So I'm trying to reward good behaviors with my attention. And I think the Bitcoin Cash team I think they put in a lot of work to make it more usable. And I would love for the Bitcoin Core developers to take note and say, okay, we can do that too. And we've got this $200 billion market cap and this thriving ecosystem, and everybody's heard of us, right? Network effect. I would love for Bitcoin Core to take some lessons from Bitcoin Cash. But right now, Bitcoin Cash they're earning my attention. So that's my number one.
Okay, very good. Now, what I know about Bitcoin Cash is that it's fast. It's faster than Bitcoin. I do have a little bit of Bitcoin Cash. And you're saying they got a wallet with a coin mixer inside, CoinJoin, which anonymizes sends and receives and stuff like that. So you can hide your transactions, get some privacy. And then building the ecosystem. What are they building? Is there going to be smart contract capability on Bitcoin Cash or?
So they've already got, absolutely. They've got smart contract capability and they've got token issuance capability. So right now, a bit like ERC20 within Ethereum, if you're interested in ERC20 tokens, which both of our viewers, they should know that tokens like Chainlink, they're built on Ethereum. They're not their own blockchain. And that sort of token can be created on Bitcoin Cash. And that should be possible within Bitcoin Core as well, using their omni-layer protocol, but it's not as robust and it's not as well supported. It's certainly not as frequently used, we'll say, as ERC20 on Ethereum. Many people don't know that USDT, Tether, it has a token issued on Ethereum, but it also has a token issued on Bitcoin Core that nobody seems to use. So Bitcoin Cash has that token layer, and within the Bitcoin Cash community, it's really quite well liked and it's used. I think that's important, is that the community supports it by using it.
Very good, very good. Okay, all right. Thank you for that. Well, I'm going to move on to the next one that I recommend, and this is one that I've been involved in pretty much soon after it started, and this is Pirate Chain, and the ticker symbol is ARRR. And something very, very exciting happened with Pirate Chain. So earlier today, I recorded a video that included some technical analysis on Pirate Chain, and it was about 4 cents or so. And after I finished recording the video, I think shortly after I posted it, the price of Pirate Chain went up by 75%. Not because of my video or my incredible technical analysis. That wasn't the cause of it.
Well, we can't be sure. We can't be absolutely sure that it wasn't. I mean,
right.
We've never seen you and Batman in the same room either, Rich. So.
This is true. Or Superman. Now, before I say any more about Pirate Chain, there's a counter that you've got, because Pirate Chain uses ZK Snarks technology.
Yes.
And there's an altcoin that you want to talk about that uses ZK Snarks technology.
Yes, and this is my second coin. So, and this is, it's a bit, we'll say it's a bit of a counterpoint to be totally open and disclose. I've had some interest in Pirate Chain for some time. It's been on my radar since early on in its mainnet launch as a proof of work coin. I built my channel primarily on GPU mining, and it was very easily GPU mined, we'll say, early on. Many GPU miners talked to me about it. Let me do a screen share here, and I'm gonna show this one. This is Zcash. Or I apologize, I say it wrong. It's Zcash. It's the originator of the ZK Snark, protocol, and was founded by one of these talk to the astronauts, mathematical whiz geniuses, right? Zuko Wilcox. And it has a fairly long history within the cryptocurrency space of having really strong privacy technology, such that projects like Pirate Chain have chosen to use it as their preferred anonymizing technology. What Zcash has done lately that has impressed me and recaptured my attention, because for a while they lost it, Rich. Actually, Zcash, they fell out of the good graces of my community because they didn't fight the shift and the trend towards using ASICs to mine their coin. And many of us had invested in GPU mining infrastructure. When we began our conversation earlier this morning, I had GPUs mining off in the corner here in my office. And it's something that most people can do at home with one or two graphics processors in a gaming rig. Zcash didn't fight the shift towards these application-specific little boxes that are manufactured by companies like Bitmain in China. Not that mining with GPUs is all that much different. We just buy them from Taiwan instead. So, however, they are more accessible and more decentralized, most of us feel. And Zcash moved away from that. That for me it marked a shift for me in my attitudes towards Zcash. And then I came to find out that the anonymizing technology that they use wasn't on by default, and it wasn't on all the time. That a user would have to opt in to the private transactions by doing what's called using a shielded address or a Z address within Zcash. And that for me was a turnoff. And I found recently that with some updates, they did two things. They created a mobile client that was capable of doing their privacy sends and using the privacy aspect of the coin. They assisted in rolling that out and then shared it with the community because their project is open source. And then they created a desktop light client that also supported the private transactions and made it the default behavior instead of making it opt-in. So it's not that every single transaction on the Zcash network is private, but if you were to leave it at its default settings from this point moving forward, every default transaction will be private. And that was just a change in the wallet client. That's all it took. So they recaptured my attention with that one change.
Very good. And this is an established project. And we can talk about Pirate Chain, a truly private, decentralized blockchain delayed proof of work. Now, this is the story, the history of Pirate Chain. So Zcash was a fork of Bitcoin with ZK snarks added. And then Komodo was a fork of Zcash. And Pirate Chain was born out of the Komodo ecosystem. A team of Komodo developers were wondering, is it possible for every single peer-to-peer transaction to be shielded to be a Z address? So, and they worked it out. So Pirate Chain is, in my opinion, the most private and secure cryptocurrency because every single peer-to-peer transaction is shielded. There is no option for transparency. So then what happens, it's kind of like this, that if we have, if there's 10 transactions happening on a blockchain in one particular minute, but only 3 of them are private, you know what the other 7 are and you can track them. And if in the next minute, there's only 8 transactions that are transparent, you know, you can, excuse me, sorry. And then if in the next minute, if 8 transactions are transparent, and then in the next minute, 6 transactions are transparent, you can slowly, through a process of elimination, work out what went where when. With Pirate Chain, you can't. The only transactions you can see is when the coin is mined, it's a proof of work coin, goes to the first wallet. After that, nothing. Nothing, no data to analyze. And in that way, it resembles the Mimblewimble coins, where there's no data on their blockchain to analyze. However, with Pirate Chain, you don't need to be online. You don't need to disclose your ISP like you need to do with the Mimblewimble coins. And it's also resistant to 51% attacks through Komodo's delayed proof of work. And the very, very exciting thing that happened with Pirate Chain is Jeff Berwick, the owner of the Dollar Vigilante, he's got another, and I'm a subscriber to the Dollar Vigilante, he's got another group, the Crypto Vigilante, which I'm not a subscriber of. And why the price went up the way that it did today is because in Crypto Vigilante, they published a report and they announced their interest in Pirate Chain. I don't know what the report said, but they had a report in the Crypto Vigilante about Pirate Chain. And I think that would be because Jeff Berwick recognizes the importance of privacy, which is, he's the one that, he promoted Monero when Monero was pennies. He's also spoken favorably about Zcash, but Pirate Chain is way more private than Zcash. And it's privacy because it uses ZK snarks. It has a larger data anonymity set than Monero.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you'll get no pushback from me there because the value proposition of Monero is that it's private by default, but the anonymity set is much lower than ZK snarks in terms of mathematical provable anonymity sets and obfuscation techniques that leverage cryptography. And so ZK snarks are absolutely provably mathematically superior if every other condition is if every other security consideration is met. Then they're definitely provably more secure. And so, yes, Pirate Chain, absolutely, it takes the best of what Zcash promises, and then the best of what Monero delivers, or has historically delivered, by always being private, and it marries the two. So you'll get no pushback from me there. I love Pirate Chain as a project and what they're doing, and then tying it to delayed proof of work I spoke with who was it I spoke with from both Komodo and then Draith from Pirate Chain on my channel, and they absolutely won me over with the mission of Pirate Chain. Yeah. The reason that you got pushback from me with regards to listing Zcash as a project I'm interested in right now is that when you have a project that already has captured so much market cap and so much investor attention and has network effect, for them, they're only one major network upgrade away from implementing a feature that may invalidate the efforts of another small, scrappy team. I don't think that's the case with Pirate Chain, but I'm going to tell a sad story about a project called AeroChain, which also used the sapling update of the ZK snarks of the Zcash project to enable privacy by default. They look very similar from the outside to Pirate Chain. They don't build on Komodo. They don't have delayed proof of work. So they're a little bit different, but they're still very nascent, still very fragile, very early in their development cycle. And with this most recent update, Zcash, there was a marked decline in participation and in coin price for AeroChain and a marked uptick in Zcash. I think that they were speaking to the same audience, and Zcash won in the minds of those investors. So, so I think Zcash is not to be underestimated right now. I think
not at all.
Yeah.
And Seth, I agree with you. I think there's value in hedging. I have Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin Cash. I have Litecoin. I have Ethereum. I have Cardano. I have Komodo. Right? You could say that Cardano and Komodo and Skycoin and Ethereum are competitors in some ways, and now Bitcoin Cash as well, which I didn't know, right? But I think there's value in hedging. I think the advantage for people watching, and I am going to show because I am one of the crew at Pirate Chain, and it is a decentralized community project run by volunteers. Nobody gets paid for the work that they do for Pirate Chain. They may get bounties every now and then. It's pennies. It's pennies, and it's just beginning. And privacy is going to get more and more important. So go check out the website, pirate.black. Go join the Telegram group or the Discord. We'll have all the links to all these projects in the description below, and get yourself involved. Okay, next one. Is it your turn? The next one or my turn? You've done two, right? You're going to do the bonus one.
Yes.
But let me do the next one then.
Yeah.
Let me do the next one, right? Because we've got two more to come up, and they're both passive income coins, right? Now, this one that I'm going to talk about is very, very close and dear to my heart, and it's very unknown. And they ICO'd in October 2017. And they've been quietly, I've frozen. Let me say that again. This one, spectre.ai, they ICO'd in October 2017. And they've been quietly building. And this is a high frequency, low risk trading for the Asian market. You can do this in the UK and other parts of Europe. You cannot register if you're in the US, and that's because of US regulations. So this is like if you want to do digital options trading on FX markets and stuff like that. Now, what happens is some of the revenue, I can explain this. All right, here's what happens. If you go to a traditional FX platform, some of the larger ones, overall, the house always wins. So in order to encourage people to trade more, they support them so they win. So there's all kinds of features to prevent people from losing and getting stopped out and stuff like that, right? And losing all their funds. But what happens is people keep winning because it's not to the house's disadvantage. Now, some of the volume goes into the DALP, the Decentralized Autonomous Liquidity Pool. And that's full of lots and lots of Ethereum, hundreds and millions and billions of trillions. I don't know, right? A lot of Ethereum in the DALP. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes back to the DALP, especially if you hold SXDT like I do. So that's one platform that they've launched, and that feeds the DALP. Then there's another platform that they've launched called Hatchworks, which they hardly talk about. Nobody knows about this, right? So the team that set it up are all their backgrounds in finance. So what they do is they do really, really great analysis on non-blockchain projects and blockchain projects. And they invest in these projects. So they invested in AbbVie, 22% return. They invested in Beyond Meat, 22% return. They also invested in Binance, 250% return. Nestle, 9.57% return. And some of the profits go into the DALP. So you got 2 projects feeding into the DALP. And then there's this one, spectre.exchange. Then there's this one, spectre.exchange. This is their newest one, and nobody knows about it. So SXDT and their utility token is available on 2 exchanges, Fork Delta and another one which I've never ever used. Tiny exchanges, because they're like, we're not willing to pay ridiculous, stupid fees to go on fraudulent exchanges with his wash trading and bots and stuff, and you can't ever tell, and the exchange gets hacked and stuff. So they've launched their own exchange where SXDT and SXUT are the base currencies. And it's fully KYC, AML, fully regulatory compliant and everything, very, very low fees. So if you've got any projects that you think might be interested in a exchange with integrity, with very low fees, I mean like really, really low, seriously low listing fees. And you can get in touch with me and I can connect you with them. Now, some of the profits, the trading volume, can you guess where it goes, Seth?
I don't know that I can, because frankly, you threw me for a bit of a loop with the traditional investing portfolio that they carry.
Aha. Okay, well, the Spectre exchange, spectre.ai, the trading platform, goes into the liquidity pool, some of the volume from that. Some of the profits from the investment project, hedge funds, goes into the liquidity pool. Where do you think some of the revenue from the Spectre exchange goes? The liquidity pool, into the DALP. More profits into the DALP. And I'm going to tell you in a moment what happens to that revenue from the DALP as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and filled up with Ethereum. And there's one more project that they've launched, and they're going to change the name of it to Skills Gaming. This is Betverse. Okay, here's how this works. Do you like playing computer games?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to play you then because I'm rubbish at it.
I didn't say I was good. I just said I like it.
But here's what we would do, right? I would get in touch with you, and you and I would arrange to meet, and then we would log in, and then I would put in $1, you will put in $1, and then we will play games against each other, and the winner gets $1.90. Or we put in $10 each, and the winner gets $19. Or I can play against the computer myself. I can put in $10 and then I win $9. Or they have tournaments where lots of players come in and people win real money. I mean, some of the returns, when I was looking a few weeks ago, there are players that get really, really good, making $50, $60 a time. Real fiat.
Wow.
Real fiat.
Yeah.
Not pretend fiat.
Yeah. Nobody tell Ken Bosak about this, because he's going to be a shark in these waters. Really. Because he part of his channel is he does video game streaming now, and then just will randomly discuss cryptocurrency as he games. He's getting very good.
Okay, well, look at this, right? Crypto Tunnel 2, they've paid out over $8,813, over 10,963 plays. On this game, which is a new game, I think, Cube Blast, $368. So you can see this is real money now. They haven't even started marketing. They're about to launch the mobile applications. And when this goes into Asia, where people are just crazy about gaming.
Oh yeah. Well, and professional gambling rather. So games that have more than even odds of winning if you apply some skill. Yeah. The Asians master this.
This is just purely skill based. Because you and I could go do a racing car game, and then whoever's better at it, and maybe I practice more and more and more, so over time I get better than you, I start winning money, and you're just really surprised. Right? They start playing others, and they have a leaderboard, and you can challenge people. And then the other thing that they do is they really reward the developers. The developers get, I don't know the percentage, they get a fair amount. They keep getting ongoing revenue. Now, the revenue some of the revenue that this platform raises, can you guess where it goes into?
I'm going to guess the DALP.
Yes, the DALP! The DALP! And it fills up with more and more Ethereum from spectre.ai, the trading platform, from the exchange, from the investment fund, and from Betverse, soon to become Skills Gaming, all leading revenues into the DALP. And if I am a holder of SXDT, I've been holding SXDT since the ICO. I participated in the ICO, and since April 2018, every Sunday I've been receiving a little bit of ETH every Sunday into my wallet, and it's pro rata depending upon how many SXDT you hold. So I think these are the scores for the last week: 34.58 the previous Sunday gone ETH, shared out with all the SXDT holders: 35, 36, 50, 82. Right now they've had dips and swings and stuff, but the project is still young because you hadn't even heard about it. They've not done any marketing yet. There have been weeks where I've received over 80. They do an annual or a quarterly payout occasionally. Annual payout, I think this year was over 200 ETH shared out between the token holders every Sunday. And I don't do anything other than collect the ETH, click a few buttons and collect the ETH. Now, this is not open to US people that are resident in the US, and that's because of the rules of the US. Any questions that you want to ask about this?
No, this is brilliant. And what I love about projects like this, and you'll receive no pushback from me, the way that they've diversified their investments into traditional companies and just choosing strong brands to work with, such as Nestle, such as within the crypto space, Binance, which is a safe bet in terms of investment because they're such a strong exchange platform. And I mean, this is what good fund managers do with fiat in other exchanges and in other funds. So finding a fund that is diversified and then also has some additional, I mean, frankly, when they are diversified into gambling or into vice, right, and into legal vice, the money flows. So that makes sense. It does. It just makes sense.
Just to make clear that Spectre haven't diversified into vice or gambling,
right now.
or drugs,
gaming,
or arms trading.
Sorry, gaming. That's all I meant to say.
Because there isn't any gambling involved; it's skills based.
Right. So, but Betverse, right? So being able to place bets, like for the purposes of US viewers, placing bets is viewed as gambling, and it is actually classified legally here as vice.
Right. Okay, what if it was like you and I were going to play, I don't know, Monopoly, and we decide, okay, I'm going to put $10 in, you put $10 in, and the winner takes all.
We can absolutely place gentlemen's bets, and that's not legally prohibited for two individuals to engage in a social contract and an agreement. But when you create a platform where other people can bet on the outcome, that's a no-go. Even versus play. Betting, having it be embedded into the platform is considered gambling. And so it's only permitted here in the United States. As I understand it, I believe it's only permitted here in the United States in sovereign territories such as tribal lands. So you'll see a lot of reservations that have, Native American reservations that have some sort of a casino or other facility, or then an online component. You can perform online gambling or place bets as long as the sovereign nation of that tribe owns and operates the website. So it's strange gray area here.
You know, you've clarified something for me, because with Betverse soon to become skills gaming, it's not possible for a third party to place a bet. If you and I are going to play, it's just you and I. Nobody else can say, "Oh, I think Seth's going to win here," and make some money off that.
But somebody could stake me.
Yeah, they could say, and then they'll lose because you're playing against me.
Okay, now, I've been warned.
We got the bonus project that we both came up with. We both agree with. This does also allow for passive income. Do you want to say what that is? Maybe share your screen, or I could share my screen about it.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to share my screen. And I don't think this will come as any surprise to anybody who's been following my channel for some time, because they got tired of me shilling it back when it was just bit.tube. I was the first channel, you may or may not be aware, to cross 1,000 subscribers when it was bit.tube. And I was the first channel to pay out to my viewers over 20,000 coins. So I'm very proud of the performance of this website and this project, right? It's evolved into an ecosystem. It started as the token for just that site for video hosting, bit.tube.
Yeah.
But the coin itself is the Tube token, ticker symbol TUBE. And it now monetizes attention across multiple platforms on the internet, including blogs, YouTube, Twitch, all sorts of platforms that embed the Java, I believe the JavaScript applet that you can have exported from BitTube. If you're a website developer person that knows how to do these sorts of things, then you can embed a tracker that allows for you to receive a small portion of the BitTube block reward. It's not a token like ERC20 or, like we mentioned, some other protocols. It is an actual blockchain, and they measure the amount of attention that's being gathered on various websites around the world, and then different properties such as YouTube, views, view time, etc. And then they reward creators privately. That's the key component here, is that it's done privately. Basic attention token, while I really appreciate what the team there is attempting to do, they do not value privacy. You have to, as a creator, register with Uphold Payments, Inc., a company based here in the United States that requires you to register with them, go through KYC, which is, I guess that's just fine for what they're trying to do. That's how they've chosen to structure it. But to compare the closest runner-up to what BitTube is doing, that would be Basic Attention Token and Uphold Payments. Within the BitTube ecosystem, it's a simple block reward that is paid out to addresses completely anonymously, completely privately, and it leverages the technology of coins like Monero to do that.
Yeah, it is a fork of Monero, and they're doing an upgrade right now. Okay, this is my channel, and you can see Mind Your Biz's Seth's channel here, and he's had some really great guests on. Adam Kokesh, Peter McCormack. You had Roger Ver on as well, right?
Well, and I had a very quiet, unsung hero, Crypto Zoidberg, who was one of the original authors of the CryptoNote spec that all these coins, such as Monero and BitTube, are based on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Here it is. So I'd invite people to go and check out his channel, go and subscribe. And one of the things I want to say about the airtime module is I recently worked out that I've earned over 1,000 Tube coins just by surfing the internet. So when I go read the Guardian newspaper website, or I go onto Zero Hedge to get some sanity from the Guardian, then all the time it's measuring attention. I'm getting rewarded in Tube coins. And I think Tube is about 1.5 cents right now. But with the bull market coming, who knows? It could be 10 cents, it could be 50 cents, and I got 1,000 of them for doing nothing different to what I'm ordinarily doing. So you'll find links in the description below where you can register with Seth or you can register with me, entirely up to you. And I post my videos on BitTube before I post them on YouTube, a day or so earlier, often sometimes later than that. So you'll find them on BitTube first. So subscribe, earn some Tube coins. And then I also know some of the other stuff. So they've committed to being censorship resistant and also being decentralized. So there's bittube.tv. There's also bittube.video, which is built on PeerTube's open source, fully decentralized platform.
And bittube.video, as you mentioned, being a fork of PeerTube, it's a so-called federated approach to decentralized media. And without getting too technical or too geeky, it's different from purely blockchain-based video hosting in that it does require other users to host it and seed it, a bit like, say, WebTorrent or BitTorrent. It's very similar in its technology to a video hosting site like BitChute. That said, the performance on these websites is very good because of that technology. And so while it's not blockchain, it is true decentralization. No one single source controls it.
Yep. Now, and they're doing some other stuff to decentralize, only one of which I'm going to talk about, which is they're creating a decentralized peer-to-peer, fully encrypted alternative to Zoom. So you'll have a free, did you know about that?
Yes, I did. In fact, I had a chance to sample it in a private conversation with Saber Maram. He was very proud of the work they had done in their early alpha, and we had a little chat, a bit like how you and I are having right now, using that tool. It works today. It's worked for months.
Yes. Yeah, it's very, very good. And what it does is it fully peer-to-peer, encrypted, and there's a freemium model. So you and I could have recorded this over that application, but also you can upgrade either with Fiat or with Tube. And I think, and it's cheaper than Zoom. So I'm eagerly waiting for that to come out, because then I can have a CryptoRich channel there and also my own personal channel there as well. Okay, so that's TubeCoin. And to find out about that that and the links are in the description below. Go join the Discord groups and the Telegram channels. And if you have any questions or comments, put them in the description below. Anything else you want to say, Seth, before we finish up?
No, other than that, these have been the top 5 plus 1, right? The plus 1 is something that clearly both Rich and I feel very strongly about, and I think both Rich and I have been talking about for some time. So if you haven't been paying attention, here we both are, putting full weight behind it. Don't sleep on these projects. Go take a look at them. Do your own research, of course, but go investigate, read, learn, win.
Absolutely, and it's a very exciting time to be in crypto right now.
Another huge thanks to CryptoRich for doing this collab video on 5 projects that we're really excited about for the next crypto bull run. None of this can be construed as financial, legal, or business advice. Please do your own research. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. Thank you for clicking the bell icon so you're notified when new videos come out. And thank you for being supportive by checking out our merch over at mineyour.biz. Not only merch, but also mining equipment. That's right. We've got GPU PCI Express risers. We've got mining motherboards. We've got airframes. We've even got some CPUs and mining RAM, as well as occasional ASIC inventory. We do mining liquidations as well. So if you're looking to sell your equipment through mineyour.biz, contact us at shop@mineyour.biz or shop over at the store at mineyour.biz/shop. You're the reason I make this media. I love your face, and I will see you in the next one.